100% on screen. Okay, so I want to first show you my templates. Can you guys see everything already?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so what we struggled on this week was the update player and and how it wouldn't work at first. But we had someone from a different team named Michaela. She's here right now. Shout out to her. She helped us, and yeah, so we finally figured it out like a couple days ago. And so I want to show you how we have it. So we were doing the Sims, Bit Life, like it's like Sim Life, Bit Life, player. So this is the create player, and this is the create form. Oh snap! I didn't even turn it on. All right, so we go back to Visual Code, and then we run it. It's gonna take a second.
Hey, Josh, does this look familiar? Josh just did that like an hour ago, y'all.
Okay, so it should be running. Yep, it's green. So I should refresh. Alright. So here we put what our player stats are gonna be. So like the age, so I said 18, the gender, male, and the reputation you could put be anything. So let's just say 14 right now. Let's say it. Okay, see this information. So this is the creation of the player. So that will go into a database of Mongo. You see right here. And right here is what the character we just created. So what we first on, like I said before, the update form, it didn't work. But thanks to Michaela, it does now. So I'm gonna demonstrate that right here. Well, now it's not working. That's crazy.
Oh, demo fail.
I swear it'd be like that. Well, never mind. I guess I can't show you that part now. But yeah, it was working though earlier today. And I don't know why it's not working
Try
now.
try throwing an ID on the end of that update form, right, Michaela? Is
Oh
that
yeah, I
yeah?
forgot
Okay.
about the update. See, it jitters. I haven't been up here in a minute.
Yeah, no worries. We
Alright,
got
so
you.
and then so what you do is you go to Mongo, and then you copy the ID. So this is the character we just made. So we copy this, and then you put it over here. And so you see all the information I put before. I'll get this bookmark out here. Is still here. So then you can change it whatever you want it to be. So 19 or female. And then 15. Okay, so you see the ID I put up before. As you see right here, it still shows the old information. But if we refresh, it should switch it to the new information we put in before. And then one more thing I would like to show you today is that we have our scene form done, but we still need to edit on it and create it better. Create form. And here you can create any question. So would you like to do your homework? And then you just say yes or no. And then it will pop up. But we still have to add more to that information, but it's just a start. And the imagery is gonna the background wouldn't look so boring next time. So if we go to Mongo and then this time we go to our scenes, it should be here. If I refresh. Right here. Yeah, so this week we got stuck on the update player until Michaela came and help us. But next week or what to improve this project we have to work on the rest. But yeah. So the rest
Cool.
crud. And yeah, that's all I have.
Awesome, great job. So as Jeff pointed out, you guys are using MongoDB, and so we gave each team a choice of Postgres versus Mongo, and this is the first team that had the backbone to choose Mongo. Tell me, do you know kind of some of the reasons behind that decision? Why you went with Mongo versus Postgres, or NoSQL versus SQL?
It's we really just didn't know that we could pick. We originally downloaded both of them, But Mongo just happened to be working at the time we did it, so that's why
Yeah. So
we
that's
just
why
kept it.
just with what you had there, huh?
Yeah.
Do you remember some of the differences between the two in terms of flexibility and organization and why you might pick one over the other?
Me personally, I didn't really look at Postgres because I went directly to Mongo and it was working, so we just agreed. That's when we agreed to it. But for them, they probably checked it out. You have to like ask them.
Yeah. All right, let's throw it out to the larger team. What are some reasons why we might want to use a NoSQL database versus a SQL database? Does anyone remember?
Wasn't NoSQL, wasn't one of them like they came with random IDs or something? And that's MongoDB. It came with like an ID, while in Postgres we used a UUID to give objects ID.
Oh, they both have the concept of IDs in different ways. Good guess though.
Um,
Go ahead, Michaela.
I thought, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought, with SQL databases, you have to, like, be very specific in how you like categorize your data and stuff. And then when you're calling upon it, it's easy because you know like exactly where everything is, but it's not very flexible because everything like has to have like be in a specific place. But NoSQL gives you more flexibility in that you can kind of put things wherever you want, and it's kind of up to you to like make sure things are where they're supposed to be. Which can be harder when you're calling upon it because, like, let's say you have a circle category, you put a square in the circle category. NoSQL is going to be like, sure, I don't know, you made the category and put the right stuff in it. But then if you go into your code and you're like, I want something from the circle category, it can return a square. So that's kind of like, you know, the difference between the two.
Yep, absolutely. That's spot on. It's that whole flexibility versus structured data uh, topic. And if you kind of want more flexible data, you can just dump stuff in, change it, do what you want with it, and then you're a NoSQL person. But if you really like to structure your data, know what's going on, and have a tight hold on it, you're probably a more SQL person. All right, great job, Gaddafi and team. Looks like you're making good progress. We'll hit those REST controllers up next week, and you'll be done faster than you know it. All right, moving on. Let me get my little cheat sheet of the order. Next, we are going to switch over to Mr. Josh. Mr. Josh, how's Team 1 doing?
Hi. So for this week, with Team Two, TMNT, so we're known as, we've been working on the APIs, the REST APIs, and the REST controllers. So yeah, let me share my screen real quick and I'll show you. All right, you guys can see it. Right. So we've been working on the REST controllers and the REST APIs. Um, we've had some trouble with it with the update and the leap mostly. That was super confusing, but thankfully, we had our data handlers that made it easier to return the create update and the leap methods. So here, let me start it up and I'll show. All right, let's switch windows real quick. Yeah, I think it'll be easier if I just share my entire screen. All right, 1 second. All right, so we've made our REST API, and I'm gonna begin with the create. So it sends so first it creates the item, makes the UUID, then it sends it to the PG admin server. Oh, hold on. And then right here it shows the item that we've created, and if we copy and paste this, we'll use it for the read method. Oops. All right, here you go. Next is gonna be the update. So it's already right. So we should right. So we can change it now. All right, gonna change that to 150.
Did you put the ID there on the URL?
I think I did. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. All right, then we send the request. It shows the price they changed. Sorry, yeah, can you hear my dog bark? My bad.
No worries.
All right, then I'm gonna refresh it. Go down. There we go. Then we can see the change. The update works. It changed the price. Sorry. Hold on. All right. Next is gonna be the delete. It's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna put the UID at the top. We're gonna send it, and then once you go to BG admin and refresh again, it should be deleted. Okay. Then right here, the object that we've made is deleted, so the REST APIs are working. So that's what we've been working on for the past weeks in Team 2.
Very good. So were you able to successfully implement CRUD REST controllers on each of your objects?
Yes, pretty sure.
Awesome. Great job. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Josh's team? All right. Good work, Team 2. And we are moving on to Team 1, who is presenting for Team 1, Mr. Christian. How are we doing, Mr. Christian? You are on mute if you are talking, Mr. Christian.
Sorry, I'm trying to share and it's not allowing me to. Give me a second.
I think Mr. Christian is doing the security reboot. On these MacBooks, if you don't screen share for the first time, you have to like go to your security settings and like enable some stuff and then re-log in. It's kind of a pain. Mr. Gardo, are you in college right now? That's dedication right there. He's sitting in the middle of the college campus, logged into demo.
Yeah, I'm on campus.
Look at that. That's good
Cold.
stuff. I think Michaela and Ulysses, you're in office today, right? That's what it looks like there. And so the funny thing with the people in office is if two people become unmuted at the same time, it shatters everyone's ears. That's why you see them pointing at each other. Who's unmuted? So is Mr. Christian coming back or what? Is he there in office with you? Yeah. If he can't make it, feel free to turn it over to another team member. Let's see, do we have Caden on the call? Alright, while Christian gets sorted, Caden, why don't you go ahead with your demo? Oh, nope, there's Mr. Christian again. Never mind. Christian, you ready?
Okay, we're gonna try to see.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Okay, so it worked. Good. All right. So for this week, we kind of able to do a lot, I guess. We were able to implement all the CRUD REST for all our objects, for all of like the controllers that we've already made, and so they're not all. So you can't really see all of them right now, but we have parent plants in this one, and they're all, I guess, in all the different controllers. We still have to merge them into develop, which is what we will be doing soon. But along with that, we've also been working on doing the Postman. I had it all open. The Postman JSON thing with some of our, well, with that involve our REST controllers. And I was going to show it to you guys. Hold on, let me make sure this is important. But there was a problem with Docker that I'm going to show right now. Just let me push this. Okay, so you can't, for Postman, you can't really see what I'm trying to like post, because for Docker we decided to delete Postgres from like my actual Mac, so it's no longer in my launchpad over here. It's just MongoDB that we're not using anymore. And we installed it into our Docker, which we're now able to use here. And we had gotten all the way up to installing it into Docker and being able to run it here, which I'm now doing. Which you can see here, I'm able to just pull it up from just a local host here, and I'm able to log into my own account. And so we're now able to access pgadmin from our own Docker, but we haven't been able to connect it to our database in our Visual Studio Code, like as of right now, I believe.
Yeah.
And so right now it will connect, I believe, right?
I think you need to spin up your Postgres container also. I think you spun up your pgadmin, but not your Postgres.
I'm pretty sure I tried it both ways and it still won't work. But I'll spin it right now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the only problem that we face right now, because I can't access the Postgres from the Docker over here. Then I can't check if any of my, I don't know where mine are. Hold on, let me just right now. Yeah, I made the things here for create, but I can't actually send any of them because I guess Postgres on my Docker isn't like actually working.
Yeah.
So it won't.
So I'll kind of explain that to the rest of the team. So this team's a little bit ahead in that they got their REST controllers done, and we've been working on Docker this week. And so what we've done is we've containerized their app, and we've containerized, well, we're using the Postgres and pgadmin 4. Jeff's on the right track. So we're using the pgadmin 4 and the Postgres containers, and then we containerized their web Pokemon game. The part we didn't finish before demo was the connecting of their Pokemon game container to their Postgres container. Yeah, so we have to expose ports on both sides to get those wired up. So we'll do that first thing Monday, but we have gone through the REST controllers throughout the week, and they got fully functioning CRUD on their objects, fully functioning HTML on their objects, and are set up well for the finals starting on Monday. So good job. I know it's not the best demo because we're kind of halfway through the Docker experiment, but if you want, you could talk to me about some of the benefits of Docker once Michaela's done yelling at you. Talk to me about Docker, Christian. Explain Docker to me.
Oh, well, I mean, Michaela was just telling me to explain this. I mean, she wants to, like, she was just telling me that it was easier. I guess how I had always seen it, it's easier to use because it's always like the systems, I guess, that we're using is always up in the cloud, and so we're able to, I guess, pull it out and like use it more with less. I don't know how to. It's like less cost, like less use of our actual computer to like use processing power to like use all the things that we're doing. And so Michaela just whispered because it's not installed, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really understand that. All I really can like say is that it's in our Docker systems, which makes it so that we're able to just run it whenever we want to here, which is less, which costs like I guess less energy instead of just like actually installing it and having it in our Mac OS system.
I wouldn't call it less resource intensive because you're running virtual machines to run those containers. So there's some overhead. It's easier to maintain. So when you compare, when we installed Postgres, how complicated of an exercise was it to go find Postgres and install it and get it tipped up and running? How long?
It was pretty confusing because you have to make sure we have the right IP address and like making sure to like write things like exactly the way we needed them to be written, or else it wouldn't collect from that certain database.
Yep.
But here, I mean, it didn't really have any of that.
Yeah. Whereas with Docker, you go to the Docker Hub, that's that library of software in the cloud you're talking about, and you do Docker pull Postgres. And then you have a Postgres image there on your machine that you can run. So I think that's the benefit of Docker. It's not necessarily resource usage because it's virtualization and there's always some overhead with that. It's more the ability to spin up quickly different environments on demand. You can pull down Java containers, you can pull down MongoDB containers, you can pull down whatever software you need quickly without having to go through that whole install process of where is it, where's the installer, download the installer, load the DMG, execute the installer, all that nonsense. You just do Docker pull Postgres and you're good. So, more to come on Docker. That's going to be part of our final. Great job, Team 1. Good progress. So you're in good shape. And Michaela points out, can't you also use software you wouldn't otherwise be able to use, like using Windows software on a Mac? And that's a good point. If your container is configured to be cross-platform, which a lot of them are, a significant percentage of them are, you can do things like run Windows software on a Mac and vice versa. Now, just for you senior technical tutors on the call, one of the issues that we've been running into is that we're all running M1 MacBook Airs. And so the support for the new M1 chips is still lacking, as you see by the faces of some of the students on the call. There is not a Microsoft SQL container that runs M1, just so y'all know. Lots of tutorials that don't work because of that. So, some adjustments will have to be made. Great job. All right, we're going to wrap up here with Mr. Caden. Mr. Caden, tell me what your team's been up to.
Hey, Warren. All right, there we go. So in addition to the REST controllers and the Docker getting that set up, we've been working on some HTML and some styling going on that we've been trying to get done. So I had a last minute issue, so my server stopped working. So what happened was I was running tests, so I had everything set up already, ready to go. I just had to restart it like 5 seconds before I had to present, so I'm not sure what just happened, but
all right, no worries. Let's see if we can get there. That's been happening to a lot of us today. I don't know why. We've had like 5 or 6 computer crashes today.
I was running this on here, but then I stopped because I was trying to reset. So I stopped Postgres, and it said that the port was in use. So I guess it was doing this. So I stopped this, started Postgres again. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let's see where we are.
But yeah, we just got some cool HTML going on. We did want to switch it up. We're trying to, kind of make this close to video game as possible. There are a few things that we need to fix, but we just grabbed the style sheet from the website, and just kind of got to work with it. We have worked on our MPC. So last week we had the Create Shadow Up form. Once you submitted that, you saw it in the cloud and everything. And this week we have our Create MPC. So it's pretty much the same thought process or the same idea as the Create for the Shadow Up, just for MPC. So you put in a name, Harold, you put an age, 50, it's like 100, man, 50, this is an old guy. Okay. So, like I said, like literally 5 seconds ago, everything was just working perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Go to your Visual Studio Code. Try to tip that up. Like hit the play button there and see what happens.
okay, it should work now.
Yeah, it should work.
Okay, there we go. All right, cool. So here we have a Harold. We gotta fix this stuff up, but um, and maybe this works. Okay, cool. Let's see. Tables refresh. Okay. Uh,
Click the little arrow next to tables. There you go.
okay, there we go. Then refresh these, and then NPC. Okay, and then here you can see we have our NPC here. Generates its own unique ID so that we can identify it later. And then we also could delete this character if this is just something that, hey, let's scrap this. I didn't think it through at first. Um, it will affect your story progress though. You will have to start over and then click on the NPC. It had like I said, it had like it was 10 names here, just ready to go. But okay. So we
No
got
worries.
Harold here. So if you want to delete Harold, hey, just click Harold and
There you
you
go.
deleted character with ID, and here it is.
Sweet.
And then you could also go back and click do something from here if you would like to. Um,
Nice. I like the new
Yeah.
UI. Where'd that come from?
say that again.
I like that new UI. Where'd that come from?
Um, well, you'd have to talk to my teammate about that. But we were just kind of brainstorming, just looking for different. Because I mean, I like this, but it's too flashy, and we were trying to create like something like Skyrim, which is it's not dark, but it's kind of grayish, I guess. And you kind of look at the cities and whatnot. Um, but yeah,
All right.
because I mean, if this looks like a game, kind of maybe.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah,
And I get where
something
you're
like
going
that.
with this. All right. So you're in good shape for the final next week too. You have your crud set up and you'll be able to take those Legos and build something. Ah, Trisha says dark theme for the win. I agree. It's all about that dark mode. It's the language of a true engineer right there. All right, great job, team. So over the next couple weeks, we're gonna take these Legos, this architecture that we've put together. We're gonna try to make something out of it. Let's see how far we get. I'm kind of excited. Does anyone have any questions for the team? Any of the technical tutors have any feedback, or the mentors have anything to share? Mr. Jeff?
Just one comment. It looks like everyone's progressing really well. From a few months ago, just learning the basics. Now I'm seeing like Docker interacting with database, troubleshooting things, and that's pretty much most of what software engineers do day to day. So, great job, guys.
Yep, absolutely. And he makes a great point that so you're at that point now where this is kind of mostly of what we do. Like you've learned design patterns, you've learned a repository pattern, you know how to talk from UI to a database. Docker containers is kind of an advanced step, but like this is the job. Like there's no secret higher level knowledge than this. This is it. This is what the day-to-day of an engineer would look like. Using back end, front end, tying it all together to a database. So you should be proud of your progression. And I know you're still hitting hurdles. I heard a couple of things together. A couple of you today say, I'm dumb. I can't believe I did this. But it was on things that Jeff, me, Jacob could have made the same mistakes on. So one thing I would say is kind of limit that self-dialogue. Because it's not helpful, right? And we're not at a point where we're making dumb mistakes. You know, we're fat fingering things, and everyone on this call does the same thing. You know, so welcome to the world of being a professional engineer. Let's see how we do the next couple weeks. Thank you everyone for attending today. Oh, Jacob has one more mention. So Sidai mentioned her coworkers, they constantly use VMs, and that's true. And that's kind of one of the benefits of Docker is to be able to switch quickly between different environments. And Jacob says he would like to say what makes a good developer is being good at getting things wrong again and again without losing focus. And that's a great point. I think that's a great thing to land on today. Getting it wrong again and again without losing focus. That's a good one, Jacob. I appreciate that. I like that. All right. So I'm not going to do demo next week, so we're going to be halfway through the finals. We're going to have our final demo presentation in 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll see you all there. Thanks, everyone.
So you can guys.
Bye.
Have a good week. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.